Go ahead, Vinny. First question.
Hey, Josh. I know that your running back, Josh Jacobs, is back in the building. Just wanted to get an idea of, did you guys get a chance to visit, and how's that first step back been so far?
Great. Yeah, I saw him this morning, and he's excited to be here, and we're excited to see him. So it was all positive. Looking forward to working this week and kind of taking stock of where things are at, and just kind of moving forward, with a full group.
Coach, how encouraging was it to see Tyree Wilson out there and see a little bit of flashes of obviously why you guys went out and made the move for him, but also give him learning experiences of, getting up the field and actually completing the sack instead of the almost sack?
Yeah. I thought he played hard. I thought he saw a few different looks, which was good. He had to play a couple of different things schematically. We got to play him on both sides of the ball, which was a good thing. Also got some exposure there. And he's going to learn from some of the things that he saw. You know what I mean? It's one thing to get close. The NFL is really not a league of close. So he'll learn to finish that, which is what he did in college. And, but it's some good things to learn from today for sure.
Hey, Josh, physically, how did Josh look coming in the building? I mean, I'm sure you were excited to see him and everything, but physically, what does his body look like? And, it's early, obviously, but you were talking last night about what that plan looks like going forward in terms of whether it's X amount of touches or whatever going forward.
Yeah, I didn't see him in like shorts and a t-shirt or a uniform or anything like that. So he looked great, So like I said, we'll kind of see where all that's at and just make the smart decisions going forward. We got a long season ahead of us, but he's the kind of guy that he works extremely hard all the time, to put himself in a great position to help our team. And so we'll be eager to see that. But again, we're not going to do anything unnecessary. If it's not quite ready to do a 60 play load, then, we'll make the smart decisions. But if I know him, he'll want to be ready to roll. And the plan will be to go forward as his body and the feedback we're getting from the medical people and strength and conditioning staff as they see fit. So just excited to see him. He looked great. He had a big smile on his face.
Josh, we've talked about the defensive line all offseason. It's been kind of coming in waves, whether it's in practice or the preseason games. You guys have a lot of tough decisions to make in that room, I'm sure. What are some of the traits that you look for among the guys in that group as you try to put together a comprehensive unit?
Well, you're right. We have better depth and competition, and which makes for harder decisions here coming up. We're obviously, you need to be tough up front. You need to be able to be versatile. We want as many guys that can play against the run and do something in the pass rush as we can. That's not always everyone's strength. Both phases, but want guys that can do both things as much as we can, and we may have some guys that are a little better in one area than another, and that's okay. So look, we have some experience in that room. We have some youth in that room. We have some guys that are fairly physical players. We have some other guys that are bring something to the pass rush in terms of quickness and speed. So we'll try to do the best we can to put together the right group here going forward, including, the potential of the practice squad too, as we've talked about the last week here. Is, you look at it kind of as one based on what we can do with that.
Josh, what has Aiden O'Connell showed you this preseason as far as could he be the number two, and where does that process stand as far as really figuring out who your number two is going into the season?
Aiden's took advantage of his opportunities. That's all he can do, and we've played him a lot because Brian obviously has played quite a bit of football in his career and has practiced a good chunk, especially in the time that Jimmy was not out there, and then also did a lot of work in the joint practices. They've gotten a ton of work. All of them have, honestly. And Aiden's learning, each week, each day, each game, from the mistakes that he makes and from some of the things that he's really doing well. And so we'll take stock of all that here in the next few weeks, and try to make the best decision going forward. But I don't see that as something that's like a decision that's going to be made and set in stone at all. It's a competitive environment. We want it to be a competitive environment, and based on what's best for the team, we'll try to make the right decisions.
Hey, Josh, I know you were asked about Tyree last night. After watching film, anything else stand out as far as his first action?
I thought he played. He showed up in both the running game and the passing game, which was good. I think his conditioning was fine relative to the amount of plays we used him. He chased and ran to the ball, and was able to create some pressure on the quarterback there a little bit. But there's plenty of little things. I'd say that's the part that's hardest to do without being in real game-like action or in pads and padded practices, is the small things that you need to do, with great physical toughness and all those things that you can only do in padded practices. So he'll see some of those things today, and obviously those will be pinpointed for us as we move forward. And I would say the same thing about Byron. He had some good snaps in there yesterday, and we'll learn a lot from the film as well.
Coach, as you go into year 2 of the process with this team, of doing this over again with, finalizing the roster, how beneficial is it, do you believe, to have, more cohesion with your staff, more cohesion with your locker room going through this process again?
Yeah, I think anytime you have, the ability to have a group of people around you that understand kind of what we're looking to try to build and how we want it done, their input is invaluable to this process, just as it was through free agency, the draft process. Both years we've been here, and we got a lot of great feedback from our staff. The guys upstairs have done a tremendous job of evaluating our roster and our team all year long, and get their feedback throughout the course of the year. And it really helps, Dave and myself to just try to take as much of their input as we can, and really try to process that and make the best decisions we can for our team. So, I feel like we all kind of understand what we're trying to get done here, and hopefully we'll make the right decisions here in the next couple of days.
Coach, the 90-man roster looks very competitive, but really in that wide receiver room, I keep saying there's many different flavors of wide receiver, from size to speed, possession receiver. Is there any particular traits that really stand out to you guys when you're trying to make the decisions on who you're going to keep and not?
Look, they have to be in that room smart, tough, dependable. I would say with the way we do a few things, mature, because we ask them to play a lot of positions and learn some different things. And the more you can do, the more you understand, the more roles you can play or potentially back up, the better off you are for us taking you to the game, and at the end of the day, they got a couple jobs, get open and catch the ball. And, let's just start with that. So if they can do that, then they'll find a way to contribute on our team. And I think we tried to create competition and depth in that room. I think we did that. I think we've had a number of guys this year and this camp really stand out at different times and make a bunch of plays. And that room, it'll be a tough decision here coming up.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
You got it, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, everybody.